Welcome to Save As Ability, a podcast to educate and inform you about disability employment issues. My name is David D'Arcangelo, and I'm your disability policy expert. Hello, everyone. Back again, David D'Arcangelo here, Save As Ability. I think is this our 6th or 7th episode, whatever it is, but we're steamrolling right along here. Appreciate it. The comments keep coming in, so we're going to keep doing them as long as we keep getting a positive result. I'm glad people are getting benefit out of it, both employees and employers. It's great to hear from you. So please comment, like, share, subscribe. That helps us build our channel here, whether it's on Spotify or Apple or on YouTube, whatever the case may be. I appreciate you, and let us know some episodes that you'd like to hear about too. This one actually came in from somebody who said, hey, can you talk a little bit more, Dave, about the definition of disability and what you mean by that? So I know I've mentioned previously that in federal code and U.S. law, there's at least 67 different definitions of disability, right? Now, a lot of those are similar, and many of those are fine-tuned for specific reasons. And that's a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. So with that said, let's get right into it. So we are going to share a graphic here in a minute or two. So, but first, let me kind of set it up. So as we talked about previously, the Americans with Disabilities Act is generally what people are thinking about when we're talking about the definition of disability. And that is a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more major life activities being regarded as or having a record of. Okay, it's that three-pronged definition. All right. The ADA definition, remember what the ADA is. The Americans with Disabilities Act is civil rights law. That definition is purposely broad because we really want to make sure we're including all people with disabilities within that definition. Okay. And again, that's to protect their civil rights. That's to protect them and us from discrimination. We don't want to discriminate against somebody, particularly as we indicated, Title I of the ADA is about employment. That's how important employment is considered within the Americans with Disabilities Act. Further, there's a whole agency, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, that enforces that. And there's other agencies that do as well. Anyways, I guess the point is that that's the definition that's the broadest for a reason, because it's meant to protect everybody from discrimination. Well, some of these other definitions that we talk about are there for other reasons, and that is particular to various programs and various benefits that come with it. So there's the ADA level. You'll see this on the slide. Let's cut to the slide right now, as a matter of fact. So you'll see here that we have the ADA definition of disability. Okay, and that is really to protect the civil rights of people with disabilities so that they are not discriminated against. Okay, and with this, in employment, a reasonable accommodation may or may not be necessary. All right, for general competitive integrated employment situations. All right. Now, when we get to the program level definition of disability, though, this is what we're talking about in terms of competitive integrated employment. And usually here, in probably all instances, a reasonable accommodation is going to be provided. It's likely necessary that at this program level. So what do I mean by that? Well, I'm talking about people who participate in vocational rehabilitation programs or, any of the programs put out by some of the other agencies, Veterans Affairs or the Social Security Administration, or any of those programs that are put out by federal or state government. Okay. So when we're talking about these programs, there are very specific definitions relative to that. All right. So that's why there are some similarities with these definitions, like, substantially limits, is some of the terminology used in many of them. But it's to qualify for these specific programs, all right? So everybody's clear. Well, then you have the benefit level definition of disability. And this is where I think some people have gotten confused because they've heard me talk about people with disabilities that are not in the labor force. Well, a large amount of those individuals are not in the labor force, and as a result, they're availing themselves of these benefit level definitions of disability, which includes things like Social Security, things like housing, things like healthcare. Okay? In order to get Social Security, as an example, you're taking yourself, in effect, taking yourself out of the labor force, out of the workforce. Okay? Because you're saying, I can't be employed, and that's why I'm getting these cash benefits. Now, as always with these programs, there's always exceptions, and there's always rules, and there's always clarifications to be made. And let me clarify here that with SSI, with Social Security, with supplemental security income, with these cash benefit programs, there are trial work periods and 18-month trial work period and ticket to work and all these other types of things. Put that to the side for a second. What we're talking about here is the definition of disability, all right? And what you'll see is it varies from the ADA definition to the program level definition to the benefit level definition. So all of these definitions of disability are there for a specific reason. It's to qualify for a benefit or a program, or we're all protected as people with disabilities under the ADA from discrimination. So I'm hoping that's helping to clarify, because we've talked so much about the different definitions of disability and what it means. This is a very broad overview to give you an understanding of people with disabilities and what these particular definitions bring to them and mean and have repercussions on the types of benefits that they're trying to access, programs that we're trying to use here. So there's no right or wrong answer, and there's no equivocation about if you qualify and you want to take advantage, then you should be taking advantage of these things, these different programs and benefits and levels. But I'm trying to just specify for people that there are different definitions. They're there for a reason. It would be nice, and one of the things I believe public policy-wise that we should strive to is a better harmonization of these. One, to make it easier for people with disabilities. Two, to make it more predictable for the business community. Okay? And three, really just to not be as confusing as it is. It doesn't need to be that confusing, because substantially the definitions have many of the same core principles again, and that is the substantial limitation aspect of the definition of disability. So I'm hoping that this helps clarify. Let me know if you have any questions relative to this, or if you think I could be clearer or, add more detail here. Again, what we're trying to do is show that there's different definitions of disability for different reasons, really to be able to put to use for people with disabilities, because everybody wants to throw around, 12% of the people with disabilities. Well, that's a different definition that's in the Census Bureaus. And, the Census Bureau uses a slightly different definition as well. We didn't even get into that. Maybe that's another episode. But please, again, comment, like, share. Let us know what you want to hear about ability, about disability, because you can't have disability without first having ability. It's David Darkangelo. Great to be with you. I hope you have a great day. For more information about disability employment issues, please visit our website, disabilityemploymentsolutions.com. The Save As Ability podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, our YouTube channel at Disability Policy Expert, or wherever you stream your podcasts. Subscribe, stream, rate, and review our shows. Your ratings and reviews help our show reach new audiences. Produced by Pod Pro Entertainment. Save As Ability lives within a network of podcasts located at podproentertainment.com. #The New Radio. Again, my name is David Darkangelo, and I'm your disability policy expert. Until next time, thank you. I hope you have a great day.